Hi, scrappy friends. It's Kim Sparks back from Making Creative Memories in Time. And after a whirlwind 2 weeks of travel, I am back with my scrap journal Saturday, picking right back up. I believe this is episode 7. And for today, and this sketch is a little wonky size, Chat decided it wanted to be a little bit difficult after 2 weeks off. So, keeping in theme with what we've done all along with our scrap journal pages, there's going to be lots of layers and torn edges and tags. And this particular title is called This Life. And since my last video, I had this Hello Darling out, and I thought, you know what? It's 4th of July. I'm going to do patriotic, and what I'm documenting, these colors will be perfect for, but this is not going to be used as a patriotic layout. So, I just returned. One of the 2 trips I was on was the Rose Blossom Convention, and I have just returned from that, and it was absolutely wonderful to be with my beautiful leader, Brenda Rose, and my Rose Blossom sisters in Minnesota, and I was teaching, and somebody, I don't know who, one of my beautiful Rose Blossom sisters took this photo of me, and it's so funny because it looks like I'm saying, hi, scrappy friends. And I don't know that that's what I was doing. I think I was just, because I use my hands a lot when I talk, but I love, love, love this. I'm in my blue Rose Blossom t-shirt, and I'm standing in front of my Rose Blossom sisters teaching 2 classes. And so I've titled this page, This Life, because being a Rose Blossom and being a Creative Memories advisor is really something that is close to my heart, and so that's what I want to journal about today. And I don't have scraps today. The only scrap I have is this, and I do think this may be my tag. I did pull a couple stickers that you may see here that I probably or likely maybe will use. We'll see how that goes. To save time, I've already used my Toffee Crunch inking, and instead of working with a black pen today, I am using a navy pen. So I think I want to go ahead and get started. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and let's cut first. So let's make this I think I'm just going to make this a 5x5 because I think it will be plenty. Or let's make this a 5x5. No, let's make it a 5x5. Because if need be, I can have it work a little bit differently. So we're just going to tear away like we do every week, pulling toward me, so we can expose that white paper, and I love it. And it doesn't matter if it's all ziggy-zaggy. And then we're going to do the same thing here. I'm trying to keep most of that navy edge. I don't want the navy edge to be completely torn away. And because I'm trying to tear teeny pieces, I'm going to struggle. And there we have that, friends. And then we're just going to tear across the top. This is one of the things I love about this scrap journal, is that we literally, in most cases, are using up scraps, and that we have all these torn edges. I love it. And if we need to, we can, if this is too small, we can just cut it in half and still make it work. I think we're going to be okay, though. Oh, yes, we are going to be okay, friends. So now what I'm going to do, I am just going to, I do like this red, white, and blue here. So let's cut away this zip strip. That's what we call them at Close to My Heart, zip strips. We will use that. And then on this floral piece, I'm literally just going to, let's see, come straight down, tearing an edge. And I didn't necessarily get the exposed edge I wanted, so we're going to come back and just tear a little of that away. And we're just going to have some, you know how we have it just sort of tuck here and there. Just for some balance. And I do think I'm liking those banners. Friends, I am. I don't know that I want to use this banner because I don't know. We may use that banner. We'll see. This. Let's just go ahead. This was just a scrap as is. Let's just go ahead and chop this at 2 inches. And then here we're just gonna chop that excess off. And remember, when I make my tag, I don't put a crease, I just fold it over. I do not put a crease, but this allows me to get the same angle on both sides. And that's how I get my little tag. And I do not want this to be, like, I want it to be more blue than red. And that's why this probably will be like that little hint of red there. And friends, I really don't know that I want any more paper. So we're going to go ahead and move these pieces right out of the way. And here, what I would like to do is just slightly, well, if we can get started tearing. If we can get started, friends. So while I'm tearing, this Wednesday you will see a new scrap journal series that is nothing like this one. Another thing that I did on my whirlwind 2-week vacation, well, it wasn't a 2-week vacation. The first trip was for work. It was a work trip. Second trip was vacation. We went to see the Clydesdales, and we got a VIP Clydesdale tour. That did happen on vacation. And I am going to start a scrap journal to document my Clydesdale tour. And I will be using the scrap journal in a little bit different way. Not saying that anybody hasn't ever used it that way before, but I have not used it that way before. So we'll let these sort of happen here and there. And then we will come in with a little, I don't know why this is hard to start tearing. Have to put a little snip just to get it to start tearing, friends. And then this can happen. Right. Oh, I like it. I like it. I like it. Very much so I like it. Okay, so let's pull our twine. so that we can do our little tag. I'm liking this, friends. Okay, so we're going to start attaching everything down. Like how that looks. So, my Wednesday scrap journal series will be for the Clydesdale. And I'm very excited about that series. And again, I will be using the book a little differently than I typically would. So tune back in Wednesday to see that, friends. And I hope everybody has a very safe and happy 4th of July. If you are celebrating 4th of July, I'm probably going to tear some of this off, and let's just go ahead and do that right now. And then let's go ahead and adhere this at the top. So I want to say this, friends, something it's a goal for myself and something I'm working on is growing my team. And I want to be able to share my love of memory keeping with those of you who would love to join me. So there are no monthly minimums. It's only $49 to join. And guess what? When you join, you automatically get $50 in credit. And I would love to have you join my team. There is a link below that says join my team. And if you would like questions about that, ask. I would love to answer and help you out. I would love to have you be a part of my Making Creative Memories in Time team. And there's lots of fun advantages to being a team member. Let's get this tucked right in. I just love all these layers. Just love all these layers, friends. And see, all of that was super busy pattern paper, bold stripes, floral, but using it in smaller quantities. Look what we did. Like, we really made this a statement piece. Let's go ahead and loop this guy around. I've got one more. Oh, it's just hiding from me. There we go. I love it. And I'm just really liking, and I usually like it when it's a different color, but let's just go ahead and do a bow right here. I normally like it when it's a different color, but like I said, I don't want the red to be overpowering on this page, and that could happen quite easily. And we just don't want that to happen. Okay, that, we got a thread all messed up there. Start all back over. I see what it is. We have some loose thread here, friends. There we go. I think the thread is still a little bit loose, but it's not going to look bad. Love it. Ooh, I cut that crooked. I did not mean to do that. That one had a line, so it was easier to not cut it crooked. And then we're just going to take what we cut off and create another banner. This is a little bit different than what I've done before. I don't know that I've put, I don't know, I would have to go back and look. I think maybe I did do banners in different places before. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. Now, when I do the Clydesdale scrap journal, it's not going to be torn. It's not going to have these torn edges and things. That journal is going to be more of a scrapbook style page. I think I like that right there the best. And then let's do spectacular. I've got to look at these and make sure they're not crooked. Okay, so let's get our, I want to do some splatters, and then I want to put the title on. So I'm going to come in with a little bit, because you know we like a little bit of splatter, right? And I'm going to come in with, I do think I am going to do red splatter. So I'm going to come in with Ladybug. Grab my paintbrush and a mist of water. And I'm not doing, these are not horribly wet. And I think that is all the splatter that I want to do, friends. I didn't put a lot of water in this time because I wanted that pigment to still be pretty red and not pink. Hopefully you can see that. And I did want a little mixture of red to pop in, but I didn't want red to be overpowering. And so let's just put in a little water to clean everything up right here at our desk. No need for a sink. And you know how I feel about the microfiber. One of the best tools you can have in your scrapbook room, especially if you love ink. And now I'm having one more thought. I'm having one more thought, friends. This is dangerous. This is dangerous. I need to stop while I'm ahead. I would like just a tiny little bit of some kind of stencil. I don't want the dots. Let's see. Let's just go in with a little bit of, let's just go in with a little bit of brick. Let's pull our navy. Now, this is one of those that don't do as I do. Do your stenciling first, friends. Do your stenciling first. Now, I am going to tap off, so I need this mat out because I do need to tap off. I just thought, let's put a little bit of stenciling in here. So this is navy, and navy is very dark, so I am going to make sure I tap off, okay? And we're just going to hit a little here and there. I don't want a lot, just a little here and there. See how just that little bit right there where that tag is, see what that added? Just that teeny little bit of stenciling right there. Oh, I love that. And then down here, I want to add a little bit. My title's going to sort of come in this area. I'm not going to go back into the ink. I'm just going to use what's on my brush. And just add a teeny little bit. And we'll hold that up and let you see that. And I should have thought about doing a stencil before, and I didn't until I was finished because I just knew it just needed something to help the flow of the page. I hope you like that, friends. And this I just need to wipe, and then I'm going to show you how to clean the stencil. So I'm just going to put my stencil right here on my little quarter mat. You always want to clean in between uses before you put it away. That way it's ready for the next project. Okay, friends? All right, so let's put our title on and then a little bit of embellishment. So I did this title. Oh, and we want to make sure we don't lose that I. Itty bitty teeny tiny I. Dot to the I. Let me find my wax pencil. I'm going to leave that right on my wax pencil so I don't lose it. And this one is navy. I decided to do this in navy. And it's a little small. I went a little small with this title because I'm going to have a lot to write on this journal spot about this season of life and what it means to me to be a rose blossom. And so I kept my title a little smaller. Oh, I am absolutely loving that stencil. Indeed, I am. Indeed, I am. Oh, I can't throw that away because I have another I. Let's pray I don't forget that other dot. And I probably need to stand up to do this part so that I'm not crooked. Some people will draw lines to put their, to line up. You know me. At some point in my creative process, I probably would have been like that perfectionist, but now I am more of an eyeballer, And we're just going to do the best we can do with this. When you purposefully and intentionally release being an eyeball, being a perfectionist, and move into it's okay not to be perfect, it is so freeing. And I want to go ahead and get that dot for that eye before I forget it. And now let's do life. I can't be the only person whose Cricut mat looks like my Cricut mat. My Cricut mat is not a lovely sight to look at. Not in the least. And let's go ahead and do this dot for this eye before we forget. And then we'll sprinkle in just a little enamel dots and we'll be finished. And I love this font. Again, remember this is standard typewriter font and this is Babette. And what I love about this, particularly that L, is, doesn't that remind you of the L from Laverne and Shirley show way back in the day? Showing my age there, friends. I am showing my age. I love this. It is so pretty. And then I have all this space here to talk about what it means to me to be a rose blossom. And I think I'm going to do hearts. I lost my good paper piercer. I don't know where it went. It has rolled into another dimension and I have not a clue where it went. And it had a really good sharp point to pick these things up. And this just does not. Maybe I can get hubby to work around a little bit on this for me. And see if he can get a sharper point, because this does not want to do it. Let me come in and grab one more. And these, and everything that I'm using today is just out of my stash. And that, friends, is it. Let's take a look. Don't you love the little red splatter and just that little hint of stencil? It just needed it. Yes, it did. So that is Scrap Journal Saturday for today. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed, and be sure to come back on Wednesday. I will be starting the Clydesdale VIP tour Scrap Journal, and then I will see you back next Saturday for episode 8 in this scrap journal about what matters most. I hope you guys have a blessed 4th of July and happy scrapping.